Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Olivia and this is my channel where I love to talk about all things nail polish. First of all, I'm back, yay. Also, second, I just realized how weird it is to just have the camera isn't showing my whole shirt, so it just looks like someone's forehead. It's Beyonce. So anyway, I'm back. I have missed you all. I'm back from my trip to Denmark, and one of the things that I mentioned before I left was that while I was there, I wanted to buy some nail polish because, you know, I love nail polish. We all do here. And I wanted to see what kind of brands I might come across. Wanted to just, it's kind of like a souvenir for myself. And so many thanks to all of you who wished me well for that trip. And also a special extra thank you to the viewers, Tony Home Perm, Always in Repair, and Des6933. You all gave me some recommendations for places to go or specific brands to look out for while I was there. Now, it turns out I got really lucky in that this beauty store called Matas was just not even a block and a half away from the hotel where I was staying in Copenhagen. So there was one day I went there and I was just, okay. I didn't really have an idea of how many bottles of nail polish I was thinking of getting, but while I was at Matas, I got 9. And also I should say, so I got 9 while I was there. And then actually on my way to Copenhagen, I had a stopover or layover in Brussels, in the airport. And so I went to the duty-free store there to see do they have any nail polish, and there was an Italian brand that had some bottles. I'd never heard of that brand before, so I bought a couple of those. On my way home, I had another layover through Frankfurt, so I thought, let's get some German nail polish. They had Essie, so I'm like, you know what, while I appreciate that nail polish in the airport exists for times like that, where you're just like, you know what, I'm here at the airport for a few hours, I have a sudden a nail chipped or something, let me just kind of touch that up real quick. I was like, you know what, I'm good. I've got enough Essie, I'm good. So here's where we are. I'm settling back in now that I'm home. It is a Friday night right now, and this is going to be a chatty video. I didn't mention that already, but it's going to be a chatty video as I'm swatching these out. And as I get into that, I'll explain part of why it is that you know, even though I got back, I'll explain. Let's just say that I ended up getting back home, I guess, a little bit later than originally anticipated. And also, there are reasons why it's taken me a bit to ease back into YouTube. And but you know what? This week has ended. I am back, and what better way to just kind of hang out with you all than by swatching and telling you about my trip. So I think that's all for now. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. As always, I'd like to begin by showing you all what's on my nails today. Oh, whoever would have guessed that I'm wearing dark vampy red nail polish. Y'all, this is a palette cleanser for me, okay? So here's what I've got today. And surprisingly, this is one of the rare times when I'm not wearing any kind of combination or layering. Today is just one single polish. In this case, it is this one from Roy Lee called Count Docula. It is a really gorgeous, deep mahogany red plum, dark brown leaning, I'm just going to keep saying words, linear hollow polish. And this is my first time wearing it. And so as I was putting it on, I'm like, okay, so why is it starting to look different? And I think it's because the pigment in it started to bleed as soon as I put my top coat on. How I mentioned, it looks like there is some kind of like purple leaning quality to this polish color. So knowing that violet pigment can sometimes have a tendency in certain nail polishes to bleed, meaning that like once you put on a top coat or something, it will no longer look exactly the same as it does in the bottle. So like the bottle's on the right, I mean, obviously, but and my thumb's on the left. So you can see the difference there. I mean, it still, don't get me wrong, it looks like a linear hollow, but the difference is that because of the pigment that's bled out there, it's kind of caused like a reddish, like a dark reddish spill over the linear hollow, which I don't know. I think I might be one of the rare people who actually prefers it when I have a polish that bleeds like this, because in my case, like, oh, do you see how it almost looks like straight up black, but not actually like just a complete void black? It still has some kind of warmth and color to it. Y'all, I was happy with this before I knew it was a bleeder, but now I love it even more. So the reason I'm wearing a linear hollow, you might be wondering like, hey, it's like a Friday night, like what's this gonna do on a Friday night? My husband and I are going to a theme park tomorrow and riding roller coasters, and it's supposed to be sunny. So this is my way of like stepping into the sun, but with some darkness. So y'all, I mean, this is why I love vampy red polishes. Like this just looks so good on me. So I'm super happy with this right now. And yeah, I absolutely needed a palette cleanser, and I like this one a lot. I guess the last thing I'll say about this is that before I put on the top coat and saw that it was going to bleed, I actually was going back and forth over the question of like which, because I store my nail polishes by color, when I bought this, I thought, yeah, I'm going to store this with red. But then I got it, I'm like, it looks more purple than I expected. Not in a bad way, but then it also looks a little bit brown too. Again, not in a bad way. But now that it's bled a bit, I think it's solidly on the red side for me. So I love this. So now let's get into our first two polishes. These are the two that I picked up from the Brussels airport. They're from a brand called, I'm hoping I pronounced this correctly, I'm sorry if I'm not, Collistar Milano Puro. I'm sure some of this on here is not the brand name, but like saying what it is. So I'm just going to say Collistar Milano. And both of these bottles are 10 milliliters. I've got to say, like, these are some like heavy, legit weighty bottles. Like, for comparison, I happen to have like the one bottle of like, I guess, designer nail polish that I own over here next to it, Dior's J'adore. This one is how many milliliters is this? Oh, there we go. This is also a 10 milliliter bottle. There we go. So this is also 10 milliliters. And this bottle, like, it does have some extra weight to it compared to, say, like one of my normal indie bottles. But even this, like, if any of you have ever held one of these kind of bottles, this Collistar is probably about, it feels like 2.5 times the weight. It's chunky, but I love the solid feel of it. As I was shopping for polishes on my trip, I wanted to ensure that I was, as much as possible, picking up colors that I didn't already have in my collection, or that if I was really, really drawn to a particular color, I'm just like, oh, I'm dying to try this one, then I would get that. So yeah, let's start with this one here. This one is called Fuchsia. So, and for all of these, I have not opened them yet. I'm doing the initial swatching and opening here. I probably should have at least tried to open this bottle before I did my nails. Was not thinking there. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, we have a paddle brush. I'm very happy and surprised to see that. Okay, so let's start swatching. Oh, I've missed you all so much. And if you're wondering, like, hey, how have I
how have I missed you all when I don't like know you all personally? I really do feel that when I sit down and film these videos, it feels like I'm talking to all of you. I know it's so bizarre to me to think there's like hundreds of you at this point, but you know, whenever I film these, I'm just like, I can kind of see your faces and your YouTube profile icons and stuff, and it makes me feel like I'm not sitting at this desk alone. So pretty good formula for this. Any lumpiness that you see on here, that's because I just pulled this swatch wheel out from a basket that I had off on the side where it wasn't in a wrapper, so it's probably got some fuzz on it, but pretty good formula on that. Let's see, the next one that I got here is, okay, so like I mentioned in the intro, this is from an Italian brand, and so one of my best friends is a professor of Italian language and literature, and I've tried to pick up some Italian language tips from him over the years, but if I butcher this, I'm so sorry. Papavero ipnotico, which I looked this up on Google Translate, and apparently that translates to hypnotic poppy, which makes a lot of sense for this color just being a very like gorgeous, vibrant poppy red. Oh, that's okay. That's real nice. Y'all already knew, like, I was gonna have to pick up a red at some point, like, and I saw this one and thought, yes, like, ooh, this is that, dang, that, hello pigment, okay, oof, damn. Collistar Milano did not come to play. Y'all, look at that. I'm curious to see how these are gonna build up in a couple of extra coats here. I like both of these a lot. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna continue building this up here, and let's start chatting a bit. So with my trip, and I'll probably start with the not so good first, just to kind of get that out of the way. I was there from like I think I arrived on a Sunday, and I arrived there on Saturday or Sunday, and I was there for a full week, and was leaving to come back home on on Saturday, and on that Friday, the last full day that I was there in Copenhagen, I happened to check LinkedIn just for a sec, and then I saw that one of my former managers from a previous company, who I knew that he had passed away a month ago, and I knew that my colleagues at my former company were going to be having a memorial service for him at some point. I didn't know exactly when that was going to be, but so I'm sitting in this coffee shop in Copenhagen. I'm eating a snack, drinking some tea, and then I see, like, this is on Friday, I see that his memorial service is going to be happening just a few days later in Seattle on Monday, as in like Monday at the beginning of this week that I'm filming this. So basically, I didn't have to change any of my plans to come back home to Chicago, but what I ended up doing was flew back home to Chicago on that next day, on that Saturday, got home at night, kind of crashed, was home for most of the day on that Sunday, and then on Sunday night, flew to Seattle, worked from the hotel in Seattle on Monday. During the day, went to the memorial service that afternoon, then caught the red-eye flight back to Chicago that night, and technically got back to Chicago Tuesday morning and took it from there. So I'll come back to this, and actually no, I'll finish telling the story right now, because we're just about there. But was really glad that I was able to go there and be there with my former team, people I still care very truly about. But I wasn't expecting to have to add on that extra travel. I feel very fortunate I was able to do so, but you can imagine coming straight back from Copenhagen, and then like literally the next day going from Chicago to Seattle, and then back the day. So that's why I've been away for a while, y'all, because I've just been sleeping when I haven't been working. So anyway, okay, so just wanted to let you all know where I was, and just kind of grieving a bit too. I'm better now. I've never gone through the experience of losing a manager before like that. He was a really great person. I wouldn't be where I am in my career now without him. I really will miss him. Okay, so these are so good, you know, especially with the poppy one over here. I was actually kind of hesitant about the extent to which, sorry, I'm just doing the finger test here, the extent to which this would build up to full opacity in just a couple of coats. It's not yet at like full opacity, but I think that these two coats here, just as they are, really do give a good indication of how excellent this formula is, and just like how well they self-leveled, how bright and vibrant these colors are. I mean, I wish I no. I do not need to have wished I got more colors. I have enough colors here. I'm good. So what I'm gonna do is let's see. I will these right here, I mean, these are just cream, so I don't think we really need to see these in other lighting. There are some that I've got later on towards the end that are more like shimmer polishes that will benefit from being in other lighting. So I am going to bring out the next ones. Up next, look at these little cute ones. Okay, and also if y'all thought those were cute, they have some other really cute ones too. Okay, so we're gonna start with these two first. These, so now starting with these, all the remaining ones that I'll be showing you in this video are the ones that I picked up from the Matsa's beauty supply store in Copenhagen. The brand for all of these is called Depend Nail Polish. And this one is so this one and the next one are 5 milliliter bottles. I don't see a shade name on here for this one, but it looks like it's shade number 827. And I see that Depend Cosmetics is based in Sweden. So I picked this one up because I think that like, especially for summer and spring, I love having the option of like some more yellow nail polishes in my collection, and this one just really stood out to me. So let's see. Also, I didn't even like test to see how do I like these colors on me. Yep, love it. Love it. Okay, let's see how this butter yellow one goes. For this to be, I mean, it's not necessarily like a straight skinny, like a full-on skinny brush, but it's also not like a paddle brush either. I mean, for a 5 milliliter bottle, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not mad at it. The formula for this one is definitely thicker than what we had from the previous two. And, you know, yellow, why I need to stop brushing this one. Oh my goodness. Yellows, pastels, but especially yellows, can notoriously be difficult to work with for their formula. So that's why I'm gonna let this one sit for a bit and like breathe. The next one here is also from Depend Nail Polish. I mean, they're all okay. I'm just gonna wiggle this back here. When I saw this, y'all, I was just like, what? The stunning. So same thing, 5 milliliter, no polish name, but it appears to be polish number 816. I am curious to see how well this builds up to any kind of opacity. Now, interestingly enough, this one does appear to have more of like a regular paddle brush. So I'm not sure why there's a difference there, but oh, that is nice. Oh my goodness. Okay, I know I said, y'all, why do I always do this? I know I said like I'm wearing this like linear hollow to the theme park tomorrow, but look at her. Look at her. She wants to go on a roller coaster. Okay, speaking of roller coasters, one thing I did while I was in Copenhagen, I went to Tivoli Gardens. It's like very old historic amusement park right in the middle of the city center. It was lovely. It was fun. I'll talk more about that as I get into these next two. So These next ones, let me actually do this one side by side with that so we could do a direct comparison. So this one is, it's also from Depend. It says hybrid polish step 3, not sure what that means, but this one is, oh, that's interesting. These two are also 5 milliliter bottles, so different bottle shape, but same bottle size. And this one is called Golden Hour. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, Tivoli Gardens was actually just like a block or two from my hotel, so it was so easy to go there. You go there, you have like so many snacks, and it's like a carnival, and there's nature. I had a fantastic time, and but also it was raining while I was there, so I'm gonna insert a photo here of me like wearing the poncho that I have kept in my suitcase for like the past 10 years, and that it finally saw its moment. And I was like, yep, I need this poncho. Okay, so shorter brush or shorter handle, but also we've got some paddle action going on here. This is kind of nice. I could see myself using this one most likely as a topper. I think this one has a little bit more potential to, or the one before has more potential to build up to anywhere near full opacity than this one, but I really like the shimmeriness of this. That's stunning. Okay, and next one here, or the last one in this group, is also from Depend, 7 Day. This one is called Outdoor Dancing. Now, to compare this side by side with the, I'm gonna try to say this again in Italian, y'all. Papavero, let me not try to do an accent, okay. Papavero Ipnotico. There we go. So you can see like they are not dupes of one another. The one on the left is definitely a red. On the right, we're definitely an orange. And I don't already have an orange like this in my collection, so I wanted to get that and see what it was like. Yeah, Tivoli Gardens, amazing. I only went actually on one ride because it was a solo trip for me, and this, there's certain things where I was just like, I want to experience these, like the majority of these rides here together with my husband when we have a chance to come back there, the both of us together. The one ride that I went on was the Hans Christian Andersen dark ride, which was so beautiful. It was like the Danish version of It's a Small World, or who knows, maybe It's a Small World is like the American version of this Hans Christian Andersen ride. But it was like, you go on the dark ride and they're telling you all about his stories, and just when you get brought into one and you're like, oh, okay, that one's cool, they're like, did you know he also wrote this? He's got a whole record there. It was great. Ooh, that's really, really a nice color and pretty good coverage building up there for just one coat. Wow, I guess I can depend on this brand for some quality polish. I'll also insert a photo of myself eating some ice cream inside Tivoli Gardens. The ice cream was very good, and I enjoyed that place a lot. I highly recommend going there if you're ever in Copenhagen. Okay, so this butter polish is not doing it for me, y'all. I mean, I know I took a gamble on this one. I know that pastel formulas can be tough. Yes, I also know that, moreover, yellow pastel formulas can be tough. The best way I can describe this one for any of you who have ever tried, many polishes from the dollar store are excellent quality. However, if you've ever tried a nail polish from the dollar store that just had a difficult formula to work with, that felt extra thick but also not at the same time, strangely, it's like this. That is kind of what that is doing. So I could hold on to it for nail art. We'll see. I mean, even with, it felt so thick, but it still isn't giving me full opacity for what I would expect from those two thick feeling coats. So that is the outlier so far. Let's go back over to this one. Okay. Oh, that is building up so nicely. Y'all. Wow. Why did I not get more of those? That's really, really good. Okay, do I want to? Okay, no, I'm sticking to my dark nail polish for tomorrow. Sticking to the dark nail, but like, okay. As I continue on, another thing I want to mention is that usually jet lag doesn't affect me a whole lot. Like, I'm usually able to bounce back pretty well within like a day or two of being over in Europe. But okay, I guess I forgot to look on a map and remind myself of just how far north Copenhagen is, because the first couple days that I was there, I had as like free days, and then I had the conference, and then after the conference I had another couple days to myself. So those first days that I was there to myself, I was hoping that I would get caught up with like the local time. It just wasn't happening. So there was one night I was up super late. It was like 3:45 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna sleep in. I'm just gonna go to bed now, see how this goes. It'll be fine. But then just as I was starting to drift off to sleep, I started hearing seagulls squawking, and then the sun was coming up. Y'all, the sunrise there was at like 4:30 in the morning. Sunset was like 10:45 at night. Which was good for the benefit of feeling like you can get more done during the day. But you know, the entire week I was there, my sleep, my body clock never fully adjusted. I just ended up telling myself, hey, as long as I get some sleep at some point, whenever I do, that I'm gonna be fine with, I'm gonna be okay with. So yeah, so disregarding that one, I really love both of these here. And I'm you know what, I'm very glad I got both of these, because they're giving me two separate different, that is so redundant. They're giving me two different kind of vibes. The one on the right, almost like they both feel very like old and vintage, but in their own distinct ways. And this one here, ooh, wait, hold up. That would be a good Skittle. That one. Oh, nice tropical Skittle. I could actually see my, now is that what I want? Why am I like this? Just when I was saying I was gonna wear this one tomorrow, now I'm looking at these three and being like, but what if I want to feel tropical tomorrow? That's what I want to be wearing. But you know, in all seriousness though, I think it does. It's always a good feeling when you have this kind of joy after swatching out the polishes that you bought, where you're just like, oh wow, I cannot wait to wear this. Yeah, these three would make a fantastic Skittle. So yeah, let's put some top coat and look in some other lighting. And the final brand that I bought polishes from is, again, I hope I'm pronouncing this one correctly. I'm so sorry if I'm not. Nilens Jord. This is I believe, a Danish brand. And yeah, these bottles are 11 milliliters in size. I saw these and they had so many colors there, y'all. I had to hold myself back from like buying all of, or most of them, just because they just all look so inviting. And so the reason I got this one green cream is that surprisingly, I do not already have a green cream of this particular type of color in my collection. So this was definitely intended to fill a void. These are because I like sparkly things. So yeah, we're gonna start here. This first one is called Emerald Green. Let's see. And we've got a paddle brush. Nice. So let's see how this one goes. Ooh, okay, let me add that into the Skittle though. Yeah, that Skittle with the other ones, like, I think what I'm seeing with the quality of these polishes is like, you know, the first coat goes on and it's a little sus, but then a little sus in that, like, it makes me wonder, like, to what extent will this build up to like somewhat full opacity by the second coat, but they do, they just level out so well. That's, yeah, I really like that. I'm sure, like, probably when I go back in and put the second coat on, it's gonna jump to that level, just like bam, before I know it. Okay, this one though. So I like gold and I saw this and it spoke to me, because do you see how, like, it's got these gold flecks in there? Okay, I should admit, without me having even like worn this, I bought 2 bottles of this just because I had a feeling how much I was gonna like it. I'm like, I'm gonna want a backup of this. So this is the one that I got 2 of, and it's called Glitter Gold. Okay, let's see. Right. So to give you a sense also, before I swatch this, of like the kind of gold that works well for me, my favorite right now is this Nilens Jord. I also recently got, like, I was trying to find like a non Dior kind of dupe for this. I'm trying out this gold sand, or the brand is Manucurist. That's hard to say. Why is that hard to say? Manucurist, I'm just gonna say that, gold sand. And I like the formula of this, but unfortunately this one is just a little bit too light for me against my skin tone. I've mentioned before that I feel that my undertones are like a cool olive, and I think that this just doesn't play up against my oliveness too well. Whereas the Jador, yes, it's gold, but it has more of like an earthy quality to it. And so I bought this without knowing where exactly it would reside in between these two. But if I just kind of hold these up here to give you a sense of like how these compare in the bottle, you can see that difference there. I think that actually I would say the gold sand on the left it looks more of like a peachy brown gold than I realized, whereas the one in the middle is what I would say the glitter gold from Nilens Jord is more of what I would say is like true gold, and then Nilens Jord, it has like that earthy gold to it. Okay, so all of that is to say, that is why I'm kind of on a quest for some additional golds that could potentially work well for me. Okay. Oh, that is so sparkly. Ooh. You know, so looking at this for opacity, if it turns out that this doesn't work out well, okay, hold up, we're gonna do an experiment. Sorry, hold up. This was not part of our program, but I separately from this, off to the side, I am going to just gonna like down here so that it's not part of the program, I'm gonna swatch out this gold sand here and just on its own, but then also do a comparison for using this glitter gold as a topper. I think I'm probably going to want to build up gold sand in 2 coats before I do that, but okay, we're going to come back to that. Sorry, not sorry, like this is an experiment. Like this is one of these times where I actually really do want you all to see how I personally think about using the nail polish that I have, because you know, when I look at this one here, the gold sand, it just doesn't work for me, but I do think that there's something about it that's worth me keeping. I think it does have a really good opacity for just 1 coat on its own. So like what I've done with it before is do one coat of gold sand and then put one coat of J'adore on top of that so that I can preserve more of this. And that way it's like, you know, I get better opacity, but not having to use up as much of the designer polish. So that's one thing that I do. Okay. Next is lilac glitter. Okay. So once we get into talking about the second coats, I'm going to tell you all some more about my trip, including how my presentation went. Woo. Okay, so this lilac glitter, this is the one I think I actually went back to grab at the last minute. I was on the fence about this, but I'm like, I don't think I have anything in my collection that is this color. So on the one hand, I'm glad I did, but you can see that this is definitely more on the sheer side, even compared to glitter gold. But you know what? We're gonna make it work. Next is purple glitter. So I wonder if wait, so we started with, hold up, lilac glitter, wait, gold glitter, no, glitter gold, lilac glitter, purple glitter. So I'm wondering if glitter is the second word in the polish name, does that mean that it's more on the sheer side, versus if glitter was the first word, like glitter gold, is it more opaque? I mean, so far that theory is holding up. I'm just saying. I am going to be curious to see how these look when I build them up to a little bit more opacity though. Okay. And this last one here is glitter pink. See, okay. This is going to be the theory, y'all. Again, the theory is if glitter is the first word, then it's more opaque than if glitter is the second word. I don't know. We'll see. So glitter pink. And okay, kind of maybe. I'm just saying that was a theory. It seems to, I think of all of these, glitter gold is the most opaque by far. All right, so let's chat as I go back in for these second coats. Yeah, so I went there to speak at a tech conference. I was giving a new presentation I've created about AI security, and it was very, very well received. I think that I know AI is a very controversial topic nowadays, especially in the nail polish community. As someone who works in tech, who especially within the realm of security, I've taken it upon myself to use that platform that I have to help educate other technical practitioners on how to keep their AI applications secure, how to secure customer data, things like that. And I'm really honored that I was able to be there to do that and to speak to an international audience. And something that didn't actually occur to me until I was on my plane ride over there was that I've given international conference talks in the past before. Years prior, I've spoken at conferences in the Netherlands, and in England, in Scotland, but all of those have been on non-technical topics, things like team building, communication skills, and so on. You know, very valid topics, but this, I didn't realize this until I was on the plane. First international talk I was given, that was a fully technical one, and that is actually something that has been a huge goal of mine for years now. And y'all, I've been so busy with life lately that this realization did not even occur to me until I was on the plane and just taking in the realization of just how big of a moment this was for me. And just very proud of myself getting up in front of that crowd. I'll put some pictures up there on the side. It was a huge room, y'all. I walked into this room at first, I thought it was a basketball court. It looked like a basketball court combined with a really beautiful recital hall, and I wasn't sure what to do with it, but it just was a phenomenal space to be speaking in. And yeah, so that was I felt really good about that. Okay, let's see where we are after these 2 coats. So, oops, I just totally smudged that one down there. Let me put another coat of gold sand down here before I try to topper that. Okay, so I think that, yeah, this green one is a really, I just smudged it again, and I just smudged it again. So this is why I normally don't put, let me try to hold this in a different way so that I don't go and like try to grab that again. So as I was saying before I like start smudging everything, this is a fantastic, vibrant color. I could totally see myself, like, don't these look like jelly beans? Oh, they look like jelly beans. And y'all, if I put some sparkle on that, they're gonna be jelly beans going to the club. I could probably see myself putting in like a, I very rarely do like an alternating Skittle with 4 different colors. It's usually either like 3 different colors or 5. 4, I never really do, but I could see these 4 just going together so well. I wouldn't want to like throw in like a blue that doesn't necessarily fit, but yeah, these colors are gorgeous together. And glitter gold is looking, how's it looking on its own here? Okay. Definitely not full opacity, but of these 4 here, it is by far the most opaque one. And you can see how the others are going here. So this is making me believe that these are most likely, I can't say for sure, but if I had to guess, I would think that these are intended to be toppers, or even if they're not, that is how I am going to use them. So let's go back over here where I have fixed the smudging that I've done. And I want to see how this looks when I, I started with the gold sand on the left, and I've got, 2 coats of gold sand. Well, by now it's like 4 coats nearly over here from all the smudging I've done. But like, I want to see how this looks when I use glitter gold as a topper. Okay. Fingers crossed. Why did I make the same sound that I make like whenever like I'm at Red Lobster and they bring out more biscuits? Now that is really nice. Okay, so if I can show you all the difference here. That is the gold sand on its own. Hopefully you can kind of see what I mean about, at least to my eye, the yellow in gold sand just doesn't play up well against the yellow in my skin tone. But I feel like putting on gold sand, or putting on glitter gold on top of that, has really kicked things up a notch. And y'all, because I'm just extra, and you all know how I am, I'm gonna take this all the way to the way I would actually wear it. So I think that adding glitter gold has given this a little bit more, like it shifted the type of color a bit in a way that I like. But now I want to finish it by topping it off with Crack Polishes Make It Pretty, which is a like champagne gold holographic topper. And let's see how this goes. Yep, that's the one right there. This is absolutely how I would wear this, because glitter gold on its own does have these like, it's got those like mini gold flakes in it, which I think are fantastic, but I just really adore that additional gold sparkle. So you see, like, starting with gold sand, and I feel that this is going to be an excellent color on some people, just not me. This is, I like that a lot. So, before I wrap up here, and now that I've done this side-by-side comparison, I'm curious to see how gold sand will look if I put glitter pink on top of it as a topper. I feel like that might be another really cute option here. Yo. Oh, she did that. Okay. Yep. That is very nice. It is a subtle shift, but it is a shift. It has like, it's given it just a little bit of a more like blush color to it, along with some extra sparkle there. Now for this one, what I'm going to put on top of this is going to be, this is actually like my backup bottle of this because I've used it so much. This is Cert Colors Nectar, which is a gold, like glittering gold shimmer topper. So I think that that's going to really make this pop even more. So let's see. And yeah, I was not planning on doing these layering combinations here, but I'm really glad that I am, because for one thing, it's helping me to get a better idea of how I can actually use these new polishes that I've bought. But also, I really hope that seeing these examples is giving you all some inspiration for like how you might be able to get some like more use out of polishes that you already own that maybe you haven't worn in a while because you're not quite sure what to do with them. Okay. Why she gotta look so cute and sparkly like that? Oh, wow. Okay, y'all, I thought that this one on the right was gonna be my favorite combination here. She wins on the left. Yeah, that right there is the winner. That is like when you are just feeling like, okay, when you want to feel like you are putting yourself together in a way that's like fancy and classy enough to be going to a wedding, but like you're not going to a wedding, but you just want to feel as fancy and classy as if you were. This is that kind of combination. I like that a lot. Okay. And I'm really telling myself, Olivia, you do not need to redo your nails. You do not need to redo your nails. But I love that I've gotten some excellent color combinations out of this video. So I'm gonna put some top coat on these. We'll see them in other lighting, and then we'll get wrapped up. So I'm not gonna try and I'm trying not to smudge the swatch wheel again, so that is why it is resting off to the side and that I'm not holding it like I normally would at the end of a video. But I really enjoy swatching these out and just seeing the different ways I can use these. Like I'm really not exaggerating when I say that when I sat down to film this video tonight, I was really, the way I just planned to do this was like organizing them by the different brands and stuff, and seeing like, oh, okay, here's what this looks like, here's what that looks like. I was not at all expecting to walk away from this video having discovered like that 4-color cream skittle combination, and also like the various gold layering options. I'm super happy with the polishes that I got, and I cannot wait to wear them. 2 other quick things about my trip to Copenhagen that I didn't mention earlier, that I will put some pictures up in one of these corners to illustrate. One was that, so I think I've mentioned on this channel many times before that I love reading. Reading is something I do for fun, and I especially love doing it when I'm traveling. Like, there's nothing I enjoy more than just like being able to, like, on a random Tuesday afternoon, to sit somewhere cozy and curl up with my Kindle for like 4 hours. And I was able to do that. It was phenomenal. But one place that I would recommend going, because I love reading, I often enjoy visiting libraries in places that I go. And I really encourage you, if you are ever in Copenhagen, to visit the Old Copenhagen Library. It is the oldest library in Denmark.
It is just breathtakingly beautiful. This picture that I'm putting up here to share is one that I took while I was there, and I just love the place. And it's the kind of place where like some people were in and out in like 10 minutes, and that's cool. I was there just kind of actually going through the stacks and seeing like what kind of books were in here. Like this is just really cool stuff. So that was a lot of fun. And then also there's this, so the local, the coffee chain that I found myself going to over and over there again was called Espresso House. And they had this pastry, y'all. I'm gonna put a picture over here along with the croissant. The croissant was good too, but like I knew her already. I did not know her friend. The snooker snore. I think that's how it's pronounced. That thing was so good. I saw that in the pastry case one day, and I asked the barista, "Hey, what can you tell me more about what that is?" And she said it's like this pastry that has like it's like a cloud. It's fluffy with like vanilla inside, not in a way where it's like filled like a jelly donut, but more of just like it's infused with vanilla. I thought, sure, let's do it. Okay, this is where I have no shame in admitting I ate that snooker snore like 3 times during the week that I was there in Copenhagen, and I was this close to trying to bring a snooker snore back on the plane with me. I did not, but like it was that good. I've been having dreams about that pastry since I left. So if y'all are ever in Copenhagen, get the snooker snore. Again, hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly. But yeah, I am back just to give you all a preview of some upcoming videos that are in the works. I've got like 2 more videos in the series on the battle of the neutralizing base coats. There's going to be the final like review, like swatch comparison one before the overall recap and like final thoughts one. So that's happening. There's also going to be the video about me doing the Did I Nail It dupe attempts from requests from you all, which I'm super excited for. And then another thing I definitely want to mention is that since we're in mid-June now, apparently, like when did that happen, first of all? But also that means that July is almost here, which means that the Polish and Beauty Expo is almost here. If you have not heard of the Polish and Beauty Expo, it is an annual nail polish convention, indie nail polish shopping experience that happens in the Chicago suburb of Tinley Park every summer. And it's coming up in July in a few weeks, and I will be there. Yay. My husband Jack will be there too. Yay. And so I'll say a lot more about this, but in the video about that. But one of the videos that I've been sketching out some ideas for, and that I'll be filming sometime over the next couple of weeks, is like my video on like tips for like not how to survive the Polish and Beauty Expo. That sounds really dramatic and scary, but like tips and tricks for when you're going to the Polish and Beauty Expo. That is something that I know I wish I could have. I'm gonna make the video that I wish I could have had for myself before the first time that I went. And so be on the lookout for that. Just to, I don't always like to say exactly like word for word what's going to be in my upcoming videos necessarily, but just to give you like an additional preview of what's going to be in that one, in case there are some of you who, like, as you're watching this video right now, you're thinking you're kind of like on the fence about should you consider going to the Polish and Beauty Expo or not. I'll just say, like, in addition to the things that I'll say just about like, here's what that weekend looks like in general and what you can expect. Here are the tips that I have for shopping. Here's what I recommend for sticking to a budget, stuff like that. I'm also gonna share some tips that for people who, if you are someone like me who happens to fall into a number of different categories, such as tips that I have for introverts, tips that I have for people with social anxiety, tips that I have for people who often deal with sensory overstimulation, whether that be visual or auditory or some combination of that. Those are some of the most, I don't want to say most important, but most, I know me speaking about those things, I do hope that if there are some of you who are watching this who are thinking that if you've been on the fence about going to PBE because perhaps you experience social anxiety and you're afraid to go there alone, I want to share some strategies that have been helpful for me that would hopefully convince you to take a chance on it. And so, yeah, so anyway, be on the lookout for that. Know that if you have been wanting to hear some more things about PBE, I will be speaking about that. And I would love to meet those of you who are going to be there. More about that to come in that video. So yeah, it's great to be back. And I am going to keep my nails the same. I'm not going to redo my nails, I don't think. We'll see. Anyway, as always, thank you all so much for being here on this channel. It always warms my heart to see you all here and to chat with you in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.